So obviously, if every vast government contractor with tremendous resources, tremendous experts, was brilliant at everything they did, then no one would ever lose their contract. Every single government contractor would remain being the incumbent. Obviously, that's your goal. Obviously, most contractors want that, but they don't. Joyce, they fail. They fail to win. They're sitting pretty, and they fail to have the contract renewed. What are some of the biggest mistakes you see?
There are. Well, of course, incumbentitis is a very serious issue.
Yeah, people becoming too comfortable and thinking that they have everything, yes.
Well, if you go back, Hillary, even 8 years ago, I would say that you would find a lot of people citing a recompete win rate of nearly 80%. Now, if you went back and surveyed those people today, you'd be looking at maybe 50%. At best guess. That's a dramatic difference. And I think part of the problem, I think there's a couple things. One is that, as Einstein said, you keep doing the same things that you were doing and expecting a different result.
Definition of insanity.
Definition,
yes.
Exactly, exactly. And so I think it's important for those firms just to take a moment and review everything that they're doing.
Because the marketplace has changed so dramatically?
The marketplace has changed.
Yes.
The marketplace has changed so much. And I think that they would value tremendously third-party research, of course, which I know that you folks do a wonderful job on.
Third-party assessments where you have anybody, or key solutions, or you need to have someone come in and look and take a third-party look.
Absolutely.
Don't drink your own bathwater, as we always say.
Exactly.
Or bathwater, as people say.
Exactly, bathwater. But those third-party assessments are absolutely critical, and they become part of our ability to help them create a plan for going forward and capturing, that win.
So you're very realistic about your strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think the other thing, particularly that incumbents are perhaps missing the boat on, is getting involved a little bit earlier. The people that want your contract are starting early.
And then that has historically always been true, but you're saying more so today than ever before.
I think so.
Yes.
I think incumbents are waiting a little too long to really really fully go after this contract. Where all the competition is chomping at the bits because, as you know, there are fewer RFPs.
Everybody's hungry.
Everybody's hungry, and so they're coming. So you've got to start earlier, or at least as early as they do with your, particularly with your third-party assessments. You've got to get beyond your own people. You can't work in a vacuum.
And I've also thought internally with one's own people, there are those political considerations. You don't want to say to your boss, you're taking us down the wrong route. This wasn't right in the first place. And there's somebody in the room. It's their baby. The messaging originally. So you have
the
to
client loves this.
Oh, the client, but they have to be so politically. You have to be politically correct internally. You need somebody externally to say those things.
Exactly.
And also, Joyce, what about the government contractors that you see that do lose and then they protest? It used to be very negative to do that, and it's somewhat de rigueur nowadays. And are you working with any companies that are doing that?
Yes, we're not working with any companies right now that are protesting. No, but I do agree. I think the sort of the era of protest started around Alliant. That's when I started to view the first, massive protest was that particular contract, and it's been going on ever since.
And it doesn't have the negative connotation anymore. And actually, it's just like a strategy to keep your people employed. Well, protest and just hold on to them so you have that contract.
You have the extra, you have the extra days. Yes. Exactly. But government's going to get smarter about that. They're going to start delivering opportunities that are under 10 million, and they're going to start reframing things so that they can help protect themselves and their programs from so many unwarranted protests.
Yes.